All right, hey, it's Matt, BlindGuysGarage, and you can tell what we're doing today. Now, I'm not going to guarantee this thing will run today. That wind's violent today. Not going to guarantee this thing will run today, but, you know, I think it's possible, but we'll see. We're still waiting on parts. I got coil packs on the way for this thing. We're changing to an LS3 style coil pack, and then I don't have a water pump for it yet unless we choose to use the truck pump. I haven't decided if we're going to do that yet or not. We'll get the radiator in place, get all that done. But let's get to wrestling this thing in the hole. As you can tell, I've got a blanket covering everything. I've got the tail end jacked up from where we were doing fuel lines the other night. I was going to set it down, but I actually think it might help us out because it'll give us that rake up for the transmission to sink through the trans tunnel. So we'll see how this goes. We'll hook the hoist up and bring you back. All right, let's start this struggle. Get this motor and trans in the hole. So in just a second, I'll clip in with the motor hanging over the hood and then we'll drop it in. Wait, we don't want to be hanging over the hood. The hood's way up there, hanging over the front. Here we go. All right, I'm all sweaty and nasty, so ignore that part. So what I've ended up doing is I set the motor down on the mounts. I didn't record that part because, you know, set the motor back down on the mounts, not in the mounts, on the mounts. Move my hoist forward a couple clicks, and I looked under the car and was looking at the motor going, it's sitting like this. So the motor valve cover on the driver's side is sitting high, passenger sitting low. Why is that? Well, I looked under on the transmission jack. My transmission jack was screwed to where to put the transmission in an angle for some reason. So I've straightened that up. Now we've got it sitting pretty straight. Now we're gonna try to shove it backwards and see if we'll drop on the mounts. All right, so I'm gonna try to weasel these motor mount bolts in and let's see. So bring it back in a second. The motor's sitting on the mounts as it should be. Now it's just gonna be jiggle and joggle it till the bolt falls in the hole. All right, well, I worked a little bit without y'all on camera. I got the motor sitting in the hole. Downfall is that mount sits perfect. This mount's sitting a little high. We're gonna order another set of mounts and then we'll bring you back for this episode or video or whatever we call in this today. So for right now, there's really nothing else we can do. Waiting on mounts. They won't be here till Monday. Today's Saturday. So I guess we're done for the Chevelle project for the moment, but I'll bring you back as soon as we have mounts and we'll see if they fit. So bring you back in a bit. Well, as you can tell, we're a little naked. All that time to get the motor back in the car, gone. Well, I'll show you why. So let's go out down here. There's the motor. First thing you'll notice, we have valve covers back on it. Those cast aluminum black ones with polished fins wouldn't clear the what's that thing called, wiper motor. So we pulled them back off, put our red ones back on. These look pretty good. You see it's got coil packs on it. You'll see that in the next video. But what we ended up doing is I forgot I had never fixed the bolt holes that had been welded up. So I'm gonna show you that right now, and then I'll meet you back right here. All right, scenery's changed. Motor and trans is out of the car. We gotta fix these stupid studs. I mean, these broke off bolts. I got two of them done on the other side. Couldn't get to them at all in the car where the steering shaft and all was. I mean, I'm sure somebody with a little bit better skill than me can, but it is what it is. So here's where we're gonna start. Start by putting a good little bubble on top of the broke off bolt that's in there. Hopefully it'll be just enough to where you can take this nut and kind of screw him over it just a little bit. If it won't, it'll be all right, but something like that. And then we're gonna weld this nut straight to that joker right there and hope it don't break off. And if it does, repeat the process. All right, let's see. Give her a tap. She don't just fall off. That's always a good sign. Now let's see here if she just falls off or if she's going to break loose. This one's been okay. Not sure what's going on so far. Let me set y'all up. All right, now let's try it. Let's see if this thing's good in here. And hook this guy at all. This is the wrong size wrench, number 1. So the wrench rounds, that's a good sign. Let me find a 13. All right, found a 1/2 inch instead. So let's try that. There we go. These don't break. Oh, it's about to break off. All right, let's get another nut and weld it back to it. All right, got another one welded to it. That one's hot. That one's real hot. I hope that pulls it off because that's hot. Let it cool off a little bit. You see where obviously it come up the back because it torques the side of the head right there. See if I can find that 9/16. Here it is. It just falling off. That's always a good sign. Did my 9/16 not fit? Yeah, we put too much weld on it. Maybe. See if we come into the top. Look at right there. The problem with that top is you can't get to it from the top. So let's see where I can get to it from here. Oh, there we go. Got us a little grip on her. All right, let's see if she'll move. Something's doing something. I don't know if the nut's twisting off the stud or if it's actually coming out of the head. Or if my wrench is slipping. No, my wrench is not slipping. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Now I'm going to walk the wrench back off without breaking it off. The nut off, that is. Somehow. Gotta get back on there. Find out where it wants to be at. Let's see here. Come on, baby. There we go. Oh. There we go. Come on, baby. Come on. Around. I guess we're just going to have to go to the top. I hope I can twist it because that's the only angle it really likes. Although I'm hitting the water thing. I guess I need to pull that spark plug out. What y'all think? Let me get the spark plug socket. Alright, spark plug back out. Let's try this with this wrench right here. See if it'll weasel on there far enough to do something. And I'll try to walk him around some more. Come on, baby. Oh, now she's on there. Come on. Come on. Come on. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. And we gotta stop. Rolling around. Come on, baby. This thing's tight. But it appears as if it is coming out. This is the one I couldn't get while I was in the car. And I just said I ain't gonna fight with the other two, and the other two actually came out decently easy. There she is. She is out. Still hot? Yeah, not too bad. Alright. That was a good weld. That thing went all the way through, sunk down in there. It was not going anywhere. You know, you could put a washer on that and use it as a bolt. Just kidding. Now let's walk over to the other side after we put this plug back in. Okay. Put the plug back in real quick. Where's my ratchet? There's my ratchet. Alright. Now let's walk over here to the other side. Show you what we did on it. I don't think I've took them off yet. Nope, I left them. Here we go. So we just welded nuts to these. Same thing. This one didn't have near as much penetration. On the bottom side, top side, nice little weld. Front one up here. I used a smaller nut on it because it's what I found, and it didn't have the penetration all the way through the bottom of it either. But top penetrated nice. So there we go. No more broken bolts, I don't think, but I will check it before we put it back in the car to be sure that all these bolt holes are clean, good, run some anti-seize through them, all that good stuff. Then we'll set it back in the car and get back to where we were. All right, now I'm gonna put this thing back in the car and I'll bring you back in 2 seconds. All right, well, we got it back in, got the header bolted up, only with 2 bolts just to make sure everything cleared and fit. It does. I've already test fit the passenger side. That's when I realized that we had a broken bolt in the head, so I went and checked that side, and yeah, it's snowballed. So, I know for y'all, it hasn't been that long a video. Well, at least I don't think it has. For me, it's been a long video. over multiple days of messing with this thing. So let's end this one here and hope that we don't have to pull this motor back out. So maybe by the end of the video we can, like I said, break the chain here. So like I said, here we are, motor's in the hole, looks good. All I still have to tighten the motor mounts. So I gotta tighten the motor mounts up, probably should do that before I forget. And trans mounts are done already. So that's it. If you like content, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And you know, I answer all the comments, I read all the comments. It's fun, we enjoy it. And here's our LS motor finally sitting in the car where it belongs. Next video, doing wiring. Let's get to it.